Hello, beautiful souls.
Good morning, beautiful souls.
This is Ella and Michaela, and we want to do today the karma healing associated with the SCIO healing we did in preparation for the 888 portal. So in the healing, one of the aspects that came through very strongly was a disallowed anger in women as a result of the patriarchal system that we live in. And that caused a major block to us opening ourselves to receive and to integrate these light codes over the Lionsgate period. So today we're going to clear that energy. So we're asking all our guides, all the angelic beings, all the higher beings that's meant to be part of this healing, if they would step forward, and we'd like to understand the root of this, and we'd like to clear it not only in this dimension, but all other dimensions, all other timelines, so that we would be able to move forward freely as a collective from this block that holds us back. So let's see what they can bring for us on that today. So before we start, my guides are reminding me to just share with those who don't know us that Michaela does high-level Reiki and Mintakan energy. She's a healer, and she brings that energy into our healing sessions. So she'll be channeling the energy for us while my guides would guide the healing part of the session. Okay. So firstly, we have to put protection around all of us as a collective, and particularly around this healing, because obviously there's a lot of attempts to interference. So we have got galactic warriors present for the healing. They're keeping us safe. We've got gatekeepers present, especially over the 8-8 era. We need a lot of gatekeepers to be able to make sure that we only receive the high vibrational downloads and light codes. Okay, so all of them are in place. Let's see what we've got. So the first thing that they show me is the whole collective, the feminine collective, in like what looks like the gas chambers used to look like at Auschwitz. So it's like a dark room, low ceilings, and everybody's just like stuffed in there like cattle. We also need to remember that even though we're clearing this as disallowed anger in women, the label of women is just a label. We all carry both energies, masculine and feminine. We have all been exposed to the patriarchal system. And we all know that with the new golden age coming to light now, that this system is going. It's trying its best to remain. And we see a lot of last-ditch attempts to not be derailed from that system. However, we know that it's time, and therefore in our hearts of hearts we don't need to be concerned and worried about what's happening in the world around us. It is just the last-ditch attempts of the dark to keep that patriarchal system in place. Know what you know in your heart, and allow that belief, that deep-seated belief that everything is going to be okay, because this is just the process of transition into the golden age. Hold that belief and don't let what we see on the outside disturb us. Okay, so let's go back to all these feminines, or the feminine energy in the dark room, and let's see what needs to be done to set them free. So there's a lot of anger. Okay, there's also a lot of fear in the collective. Being suppressed like this is no way of living. And then later what they're showing me is, over time as a collective, everyone got used to this energy, and therefore just accepted that as the norm. And where there was a lot of talking and a lot of anger and a lot of annoyance initially, it became quiet, where everyone is just accepting that this is the way it is, and now there's no talking in the collective, there's no resistance at all. Okay, the anger is still there, we can feel it, but there's no talking, no resistance. So effectively, the feminine collective had been quieted. It's very clear that every time somebody wants to make a remark, there are, around this building, there's like dark figures in cloaks, and anyone who tries to move just gets absorbed into that darkness. It's an energetic indication of how any resistance to the patriarchal system just gets squashed. Nothing ever comes of it. What we as a collective are not seeing, though, is that there's a thin layer, if you can put it this way, of these beings that keep us as a whole in check. And what we don't know is that with the power that resides inside of us as a collective, we are able to literally blow up that building that we are in, and everything and everyone that tries to resist. So the real secret is that for us to shift that, we have to be connected to our power. And really the way that they have kept us in check is to disconnect us from our power. So we're going to ask for help from our guidance teams, from the higher beings, to reconnect us to our power. And so slowly but surely, what my guides are showing me is, inside of this building, there are angelic beings walking between us. And it looks like they're passing a tiny little seed. And that seed is filled with light to each person inside of that building. I'm just going to give them time to complete this. What they're asking of us is to take the seed, they're giving it to you in your hands. So everyone is standing with this glowing seed inside of our hands, and They're asking for us to place that seed inside of the solar plexus. So as we do that, the solar plexus is firing up. You can see the light expanding from that. At the same time, the angels are touching the third eyes of each one of us present here. And as they touch our third eyes, the veil is being removed. The veil was placed by the patriarchy. So the veil is being removed. And as a collective, we are awakening. And as we are awakening, the anger is dissipating. We are being reconnected to our power. And as a collective, we can now see where this comes from, who did it, and most importantly, what we need to do to shift this energy for the greater good of all. We now have Ascended Masters entering the healing. The purpose of the Ascended Masters is to coordinate the process of breaking these bonds. And in a way, it's like the anger keeps us bonded to the patriarchal system. So they're cutting cords between us and that system as they go along. And on the outside of this building, the patriarchal system senses that something is coming. So security is being stepped up, reinforcements being brought in. In this last-ditched attempt to keep the status quo and not allow the change. The Galactic Warriors, however, are not allowing any of them inside while the process is taking place on the inside. And we're ready now to break out of this domineering collective energy. So everyone inside of that dark room, as a collective, we pool our energies and we activate a powerful, powerful light. And this light breaks through the roof of this building. It crumbles the walls. The controllers are running. And everything is filled with light as the collective breaks the bonds that hold them in the dark. There's a small battle. A few that are trying to resist this process. But our light is so powerful. They can't look at it, they can't fight it either. And slowly we're opening more space around us where the system is being broken and the patriarchal hold no longer exists. We are the warriors. We are the ones at the forefront of this process of change. As we spread out through the earth, we find multiple of these holding cells, let's call it that. And all of them are being opened. The veils are being lifted. Power is being restored. We know who we are. And we know why we are here at this moment in time on earth. Our light is contagious. And the vibration of the level of the earth is rising. The more light that gets, let's use the word switched on, the more the vibrational level of the earth is rising. The more the vibrational level is rising, the more we are upgraded and getting ready to receive light bodies and move into fifth dimensional energy. And this process will continue until everything that is not aligned to the light has been removed. And all that is left on earth is light. The guidance from our teams is that do not fear this period of time. Let your light shine. Your light is more powerful than the dark. They're not asking for our abilities, they're asking for our availability. And we will be given whatever we need. That seed we received, that we put into our solar plexus, that seed is expanding. And the light of it is filling every part of our beings, reminding us of who we are, reminding us of why we chose to be here at this moment in time on this planet. Such love is being activated. And the earth is being filled with pure, high vibrational, unconditional love. That is the essence of who we are. And now that we are no longer in bondage, now that we've been set free from the bonds of anger that tied us to the patriarchal system, the only requests from our teams are that we continue this process, that we allow our lights to become so bright that it would touch all those around us. And switch on their lights. Together, we can do this. This is why we're here. This is what we came for. We have everything inside of ourselves that we need over this period of time. This beautiful, amazing period of time on Earth. And our team's also indicating that we are grateful to everyone that shines their light. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. And as I was saying that, it was like Mother Gaia herself had this rumble. And I first asked what this rumble was. It almost felt like an earthquake. And I thought she was laughing. But the rumble actually was, I guess, just joy, pure joy. At all her children coming home and becoming one with her energy, her true energy again. See yourself as a warrior. See that seed of light grow. Remember that the veil has been removed. Let's ask our teams if there's anything else that needs to be done today for this to be complete. No, it is done. It is done. It is done. Thank you, Michaela, for your beautiful Mintakan and Reiki energy.
Always done with so much love.
And thank you to our teams, the angelic beings, the galactic warriors, the ascended masters that were part of this healing. And thank you to each one that was willing to reconnect to their power and break free. We love you all.